So you're thinking about nursing school, but you don't know where to start? These are 10 tips that I wish I knew before starting my applications and during the prerequisite process. This is specific to nursing schools in Vancouver that I was applying to and my personal experience with my application and my personal struggles with it. Tip number 1, evaluate how badly you want to get into nursing school. So is it about the money? Is there a deeper reason why you want to go into healthcare? And the third thing is, what does nursing mean to you? If you can answer these 3 questions, then that's a great sign. Otherwise, you will burn out. I know people who started in my cohort and maybe in term 2, they decided that nursing wasn't for them and they dropped out. And that was kind of a waste of their time, honestly. Tip number 2, make sure you know what nursing entails and what an RN actually does from shift to shift. Do you have the full picture of what a nurse does and their full scope of practice? Make sure you aren't romanticizing nursing as a career because of social media or your friends or external influences or family members, whatever it may be. Tip number 3, research the competitive GPA in the programs that you're trying to apply for. I know for some of my friends, they were using this website called allnurses.com. It's basically just a chat forum where people can post what grades they got into nursing with at your specific school that you're trying for. So that was really helpful for me. Make sure that you're researching what you need for the applications at the schools you're applying for. Some schools just do it based on GPA, some schools have an interview, and some schools also take into account volunteer hours and work experience as well. So that's important to know when you're working on your application. Tip number 4 is focus on those prerequisite courses. These courses are so important and they set the whole foundation for the nursing program. So even if you don't really want to or feel the need to do well in them, you will need the knowledge later on anyway, so you might as well succeed in those courses. What helped for me with these prerequisites was to just take a couple at a time. So each semester just take 2 or 3 and just do really well on those. Manage your friends and family accordingly because it is so important to do well. Tip number 5, set boundaries. This is so important and I don't hear people talk about it enough, but when you're in school and you need to be doing well, set boundaries with your friends. If they want to go out and you have a test in a week and you need to study, don't go out. Tell them that you're studying and that you can't afford to do those things right now, and if they really cared about you, they would understand. Tip number 6, don't be afraid to retake courses to boost your grades. My program intake was just based on GPA of 5 prerequisite courses. So if I did badly in one of those 5 and it really brought down my GPA, I retook it because there's no harm in solidifying that knowledge anyways. You might as well know it by heart, get an A+ and get a guaranteed spot in that nursing school. By researching the intake of my school, I figured out that the average was around 3.5 to get into the nursing program back in 2019. So I just made sure that I got above that, or at minimum 3.5 in every of the prerequisite courses, because that was really important and I don't regret retaking courses. I don't think it's a waste of money at all. Tip number 7, when you're doing your prereqs, interact with your instructors as much as you can. Instructors, for the most part, are there to help you succeed and they want you to do well. If you are emailing them constantly, seeing them after class, and just being vocal with them about your journey in nursing and what you need to succeed, they're gonna help you get there and they're gonna try to increase your marks if they can. They will definitely round up if you're really close to getting an A or an A+, because you've been with them, they know that you want to succeed, and they just trust that you are putting all your efforts into the course. Ask them how to do well in their class. Most of the time, they'll just give you the answers of how they would study for their exams, and they'll point you towards their direction of what you need to read in the textbook or what notes you need to study from, and that is so, so valuable, especially when studying for their exams, because they wrote them. They know the answers and they know the question. I found that especially with anatomy and physiology, I just used active recall for most of the exams, and that really helped me. At the beginning, I struggled because it's a lot to remember, but the more you do it, the more you use active recall for studying, the easier the information comes to you and the better you will do in the exams. Tip number 8 is create study group. This can be with friends that are not in nursing or friends that are in other schools, for example, but if you create study groups, you will be way more motivated to study. You won't have FOMO because you can't go out, because the whole social aspect of that is studying together, and that's like 2 birds with 1 stone. So just set up study groups, study together, go to the library, go to a nice cafe, and just hang out there and do your own thing. It really helped me. Family members are great for this. They can help quiz you with all the information that you need to know. Example, like active recall again, just get them to quiz you on important course content. Classmates that you have in those prerequisite courses that are going through the same thing and are also trying to get into nursing, they can be a really good support system for you. They know what you're going through, they're studying the same thing, they can help quiz you, or they could just talk to you about your personal issues or your struggles getting into nursing as well, because honestly, everyone's in the same boat. There's no point in trying to be competitive when everyone just wants to succeed. That leads me to my next point. Tip number 9 is build a strong support system, whether it be with the classmates that you gained in those prerequisites, with your friends outside of nursing, or just your coworkers and family. Make sure you are communicating with them and keeping up with your mental health, because that is so important. If you don't keep up with your mental health and make sure that it succeeds, you won't succeed. So important for studying and motivating yourself that you are doing well mentally and you're taking the time to really focus on your mind, because your mind is the thing that's gonna help you succeed. Find like-minded friends who can help talk you through being anxious or those nervous breakdowns before an exam. Like, those are the friends you really want to hold on to during these times. Spend time with friends who respect your boundaries, of course. Going back to my other point, boundaries are so important. And if a friend doesn't respect those boundaries, you don't really want to be hanging out with them during this period. It's really stressful. And talk to your family members about your little successes and your failures as well, because they're going to be there for you no matter what, and they want you to succeed. So if you do really well on a quiz that's only worth 2%, tell them about it. Celebrate with them. It's always good to treat yourself and be happy about those little things, because those are the things that lead to the big successes. And my last tip number 10, is don't give up. If you really want to go into nursing and you have a passion for healthcare and you love helping people, nursing is so rewarding and you can't give up, because in the end, it's all gonna be worth it. It is one of the most stress-inducing experiences that I've been in, trying to apply and get into nursing school, but it was so worth it. And I am so grateful that I had such a strong support system that could help me get through it all, because I don't know where I'd be without one. It really does take time and perseverance, but if I can do it, you guys can do it too. I believe in you guys. It's really just about keeping with it, being on top of things, staying disciplined, and really taking the time to prioritize your career over having fun. Just remember to put your mind to it, and remember that every effort that you put towards that goal is another step of being closer to where you want to be, and it's all gonna be worth it, and the pieces are all gonna come together. You just have to believe in yourself. So those are just my 10 tips that helped me get into nursing and help my friends get into nursing that I thought I would share with you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if there's any tips that have helped you guys or that you wanna know about the nursing application, because I'd be happy to answer those questions. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you guys soon.